the tread of the tire. Yeah, let's get started on the tire treading. So, well, before we start, let me just look back at here, realizing that the rim probably should, the tire should probably tuck in a little narrower. I think the tire's a bit narrower than that. Let's go back and go in here and let's just get that a little deeper in there. How does that look? That was the rebuild to update all the features. So how does that look? Looks a bit better. Maybe this a little less sharp. Like that. Maybe this a little deeper in. Oh, it doesn't change much. Yeah, this slowly makes it wider. So if we want it to be, flatter at the top. So if we want it to be a little steeper at the top, oops, I put in too much. How does that look? Oh, that's pretty good. So yeah, let's do the cutouts. So we could go in and edit this and put the cutouts in this sketch, but it's going to kind of get pretty busy up in here if we start adding fine details. So we're going to keep the intent. The treads are kind of like they're also a revolve, but they're more like a revolved cut. So we're going to use that actual feature, the revolved cut feature, while referring to the sketch here. So we don't need the rest of the detail of the rim that we did for that. So we can rewind back up to here and we can add in a cut here. So let's hide the sketches that we don't want to see. Probably don't want to accidentally refer to two different sketches. So let's just refer to this sketch. And it's going to be in the front plane. Is that the one? Yes, it is. So let's start a sketch in there. So let's also actually even hide the wheel so we can get a better sense here. These 2 points are close together. We need to see what we're doing here. So this, you can see it's telling us that the center of that arc is actually that top point. So if we want to create a reference, like if we were to go and create a reference here, we would not be able to get a measurement between these two. It's telling us a measurement between the centers there of those two arcs. So we want to make sure to take the right point here. And now we can refer to it. So what are we going to use that for? We kind of need some arcs, maybe like that. We're going to get a few cutouts like that. And let's go look at the picture again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 3 on each side and 1 in the middle, so 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tread cutouts there, and 1's in the middle. So that's going to be kind of a half cutout. So let's just take a look at what this is going to look like. So for sure this is going to be construction. So we can position this according to a radius of a cutout and how far this is going to be, how deep the cut's going to be. So let's try, let's get this down and use that as a reference here so that we can measure off here. That will be, for that, let's say 0.02 for now. And then we're also going to need a radius of the cut. So, well, actually, so that our design intent is clear, let's first just position the cut so we can tell what's getting constrained more and more. So, I'm gonna make sure I don't refer to you. Actually, I do need that. I don't have a vertical line there. I do need to refer to it. So let's say, let's start out at 15 degrees. I might move that around after. So now, yeah, if we lock in the radius here, let's say it's 0.05. Now I can see that's constrained, and then we're going to cut. Well, there's no stopping. There's no reason we can't cut beyond the surface of the tire. So we can go out and make sure these are all the way to our reference here. The design intent is that this is just a reference, and then we got to close this guy up. So we could close it up with an arc, although that gets confusing about arcs on top of arcs. Let's just close it up with a straight line. You can see that's closed, and then we can tell which is which when we're selecting them. We don't have arcs on top of arcs. So that will work. Let's just see how one of them looks. So we go back and show that. Let's rename this to Treads Cutout. Use this as a revolved cut around there, 360 degrees. So, how does that look? According to our picture, kind of too deep and too sharp. So let's go back in here. How about we change the radius, maybe 0.04, and because it's too sharp because this is too far here. Let's get this one 0.01. Make this one 0.02. Okay. That's looking a bit better. Is that not deep enough? It looks good to me. So one of those looks pretty good. So let's go in and could circular pattern that one about this, or we could add sketches. We're gonna need to add another sketch anyway of half a cutout, so maybe we should just, at least for the middle one, we'll add another one of these. We'll close it like that. So that's the middle one. see that when we mirror. Well, let's take a look at the whole thing. So we're not mirroring the cutout, so we need to go back and edit this to include this cut. There, it's mirrored. So let's take a look. So we'll go and edit this, and we can see that below, everything below where we're editing has rolled back essentially, because once we change whatever we did, SolidWorks will run back through this tree and reload all these features, rebuild all these features. So, and let's add the two others just in the sketch. Okay, let's see how that looks. There we go. So what is going on over here? That's not an extra cutout. That's actually where, so I guess that's where the two tangent arcs come together. So it's just creating a different surface, same body, just different surface to delineate where one tangent arc revolves and another tangent arc revolves, even though they are tangent here. It's just, so we can go in here and we can go to the options, go to performance, and increase our level of detail here. We can go into the image quality, bring it up into the extreme zone, and we'll see a little better. We have the tangency there. So yeah, that's looking good. Although there is a bit of a mess here. Shouldn't really have a mirror in a mirror. There's not really a reason for that. Maybe we should back it up here. Get rid of this. Bring it back and redo this mirror, including all these. We should have just added, we had a mirror down here, we should have just added that tread cutting feature. So let's redo that. Let's create a mirror about the right plane and choose everything in here. All right, it's a little cleaner. There we go. That makes sense. So we first revolve the wheel, cut the tread, cut the rim, do that full cut of the rim, circular pattern that, do the chamfers, filleting, and then mirror everything. And a pretty clean final result. So now we just have to do the appearance and the mass.